Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Today we are going to be talking all about setting up 2025 planners. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so I've been talking about planners with you forever for 2025 it seems. I think that I have finally settled on what I'm going to be using next year. I will share that soon, but today I'm going to be kind of talking you through the steps that I take in order to set up my planners for the new year. Now, a couple of things about me. Obviously, I am a homeschooler. I do have some planners that I start in July, mainly my teacher planner from Erin Condren, which is my homeschool planner. And in the past, I have always used academic planners from Erin Condren because that's kind of how I run my year. However, this year I'm trying to move into a more streamlined process. We'll see how it goes. It's still, a little bit up in the air, but I wanted to kind of share my process with you because I think it's helpful to hear how other people decide what they're going to use and what they need. So the first step is really just to figure out what you did last year. What were the things that you liked with your planning process? What worked? What didn't work? It's kind of just a reflection on what was working for you, and if there were things that you needed that you did not have, if there were extra steps that you had to do that you wished there was already a pre-made layout so that you didn't have to draw it out yourself. I will say that I absolutely love bullet journals and I love all of the spreads that I see on YouTube. I don't have the time to create those. And so I need something that's a little more already done for me. So making sure that you understand what you used last year, what worked and what didn't, is really the first step in figuring out what you're going to need to use for the coming year. Then the next step is to figure out which planners you're going to use. You're going to want to think about planners because I use multiple planners and notebooks. That's just how it works for me. Are you going to use just one planner? Are you going to create your own planner through printables? Are you going to use multiple planners but one main planner? For instance, some of my planners I don't use necessarily every day. Things like my goal planner, I really only refer to this. I do refer to it most days, but it's not one that I am planning in every day. It's more just a reference. And then each month I will set up a new tending list. I tend to work in a lot of notebooks with lists. So figuring out which planners you want to use and what their purpose is, that is the next step. So are you somebody that keeps track of all of your home management, all of your homeschool, all of your personal stuff all in one calendar? If you do, number one, please let me know what calendar that is because I'd love to check it out. Number two, maybe you have tried doing that, combining a lot of things, which is what I used to do probably 12, 14 years ago. I would create my own home management binder, but it was so many pages to flip through all the time. I kind of realized that I work better in multiple planners because I can separate the segments of my life into different planners and then look at them that way. So figure out which planners you want to use, and you're going to kind of use the what worked, what didn't work lists from step one to figure that out. Which planners are more occasional planners, not a daily planner, not even maybe a weekly planner, but more monthly or even seasonally. Things like your budget planner. How often are you doing a budget? Are you doing spend tracking? Well, if you're doing spend tracking, you might be in it weekly or even daily if that's a real focus for your goals, financial goals for the new year. Just kind of making a list of all of the things that you need and then making sure that you have all of those tools available to you. The next step is to start making some idea lists for the different sections in your planner. Now that you have your planner, I'm sure that you've watched a lot of YouTube videos or you have ideas of your own on how you want to use certain sections. So grab some sticky notes and start writing down your ideas and sticking them on the individual pages. This is going to help you in a couple of ways. Number one, it's going to help you to make sure that that's how you want to use the page before you put pen to paper and then realize, oh, I don't actually like that. Take the time to write down some sticky notes. You may come up with some ideas and then You may have some different ideas and kind of have to evaluate which one is going to win. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't change things later on. It's just these are the ideas on the original setup of the planner itself. So you're going to write down the things that you know you need in your planner. What are the things that you definitely have to keep track of, the ways that you plan the best. If this is a completely new system for you, it's going to be a little bit more trial and error, and you just kind of have to accept that. But you should be able to know some of the big things that you need to keep track of in your planner. Why did you buy that planner to begin with? Make sure that you have those pages covered first. And then if there are new ideas that you want to try out, write them down on a sticky note, stick them in your planner, and then go watch some YouTube videos or look up some Instagram photos of other people that use a similar layout and see if that really is going to work for you. Sometimes we see these beautiful layouts and we think, oh yes, that will be so, so helpful. But then you realize, oh, it's going to take me this amount of time to set it up, and then I have to figure out when I'm actually going to be tracking this particular thing. And it's a lot of habits that you haven't already built into your planning system. So it's not necessarily going to work for you right off the bat. So take some time to look at some different ideas and really think if they are going to work for you. You have a couple of months left in 2024. Maybe there are a few pages in your current planner that you can try tracking some of these specific things in the way that you want to use them, to just try it out and see if that is going to work for you for your new planner. After you've written all of your ideas down, the next step is for you to figure out what supplies you're going to need for your planning. Now, I know that a lot of people talk about the consumerism in the planner community. A lot of people use planners as scrapbooks and spend a lot of money on memory keeping within these planners. And whatever you do, it is totally up to you. I am much more minimalist in my planner. I do like to use stickers, but I mainly use them in these monthly spreads. And I don't buy like a whole lot of kits on Etsy or anything like that. I kind of buy some sticker books from Hobby Lobby or from Erin Condren or from Cultivate What Matters, and then use those stickers throughout my planning. So you're going to want to make sure that you have the supplies you need. The main supplies that I need are a black pen. I love a Micron 03. That's my favorite pen to use in all of my planning. And then also the dual tip markers from Erin Condren, because I color code everything. Everybody in my family has a particular color. I have a color for personal and for work. My dog has a color. My husband has a color, the kids have a color, we have a family color. The colors correspond to our homeschool stuff as well. It just helps me to see what I'm dealing with, because I'm dealing with so many schedules all on one calendar. So keeping everybody in a different color is very helpful for me. It really helps me to understand exactly what I'm looking at when I'm looking at my calendar, and I can find things easier. So making sure that I have the color coding pens that I need is very helpful. Now, Erin Condren did just come out with new dual tip markers, which I've not tried. I plan to purchase them during the Black Friday sale, which I'm not sure when it is yet. If I know when this video goes live, I will leave it in the description box for you. I'm going to buy those dual tip markers to try out. I'm not sure they will work in my common planner, which is the planner that I'm mainly going to use next year, or at least what I'm going to start using. The dual tip markers that I have from Erin Condren already work just fine, and there's no bleed through. So I'm hoping that the new ones work just as well, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So I have to purchase them and find out. They have like an 8-pack that has the exact colors that I use, because I've been using those dual tip markers for so long. So that's a supply that I know that I definitely need. And then I also like to buy the monthly sticker books from Erin Condren. They come out with a new one each fall usually, and I will buy a couple. I use them primarily for my book journal, for decorating my 2-page spreads in my book journal to keep track of which books I'm reading each month, and new releases and all of that stuff. So those are the main supplies that I use. But you know, whatever the things are that you want to use, if you like to use washi tape, or if you like to use a lot of sticker kits from Etsy, you know, make sure that you have those ahead of time so that you're not scrambling when you're trying to set up your planners towards the end of December for the new year. Then the next step is actually to kind of put your planner away. You've thought about some different ideas, you've put sticky notes in, you've gotten some supplies. Now just put the planner away. It's not 2025 yet. You don't need to use it right now. Just put it away and continue with your current planning system. Maybe try and incorporate some of those new ideas that you have for 2025 and see what works and what doesn't. And then after a few weeks, you can come back to your planner and start to go through it again. And just taking some time away is very helpful. You may have all of these ideas because it's new and it's exciting and you've watched a bunch of YouTube videos, but then once you put it away and then you bring it back out and you read those sticky notes of ideas, you might be like, well, is this really something that I need to keep track of? Is this really how I want to use these particular pages? It kind of gives you some perspective. Taking some time away from any decision is very helpful because it just helps you consider. If you rush right in and do all of these new ideas and get everything set up and then you're like, oh, this doesn't work at all, that is a big bummer. And I've done that in the past. So take a couple of weeks and just put it away and don't think about it. Don't watch new YouTube videos. I mean, you can if you want. That doesn't really affect anything. Maybe you'll come up with a new idea as you're watching other videos. But just put it away for a little bit of time and take a break and just continue on with life as normal. And then the next step is to actually start setting up your planner. And I say start setting up because this is kind of combined with the last step, and that is to not set up every single page of your planner. I know that a lot of people will be super excited about a new planner and will go through and set up everything for the entire year. However, when you do that, there are definitely times that you could set something up and then something changes and you have now spent all of this time setting up all of these spreads and they no longer work for you. So what I tend to do is I do monthly planning and I also do a little bit of seasonal planning, but most of my calendar planner stuff happens on my monthly reset day, and I will just set up 1 month at a time. I do have a pocket planner where I just use a pencil and write in appointments or other things that are going on, and I can transfer that stuff to my planner when I do my monthly reset, make sure that I haven't missed anything. The things that I do put in for my whole year are things like my monthly reset days, things like any vacation time that my husband is taking, days off, and like our homeschool schedule for the year, because that stuff is set. Also birthdays and anniversaries, those things aren't going to change. And so putting those in your calendar is totally okay. And I recommend it for the year, especially the monthly reset days, because before you've put anything else on your calendar, if you put a monthly reset day on, you know that you are going to have that dedicated time to focus on your thinking tasks, considering for the month ahead, goals work, anything that you really need to focus on and have like a thinking day for, you've already scheduled yourself on your calendar. Very important to do that and keep those appointments with yourself. Treat it like a doctor's appointment and put it on your calendar for the year. But other than that, don't set up everything for the full year because things could change. You may start a great exercise class on a particular day, or your kids might have a particular activity on a specific day of the week, and then after a couple of months they're no longer doing that activity. You've moved on from this particular class and you have planned out months ahead of all of these things. So just take it a month at a time. You don't have to set up everything. Obviously, if you have yearly collections, if you're a bullet journaler and you want to make sure that you have those specific trackers in your planner, you can get those set up, but it doesn't have to be for 12 months. You know, you can move things around as needed. So those are the steps that I take as I'm setting up my new planners for the year. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to stay in that common planner as my main weekly, daily planner, journaling, scrapbooking, memory keeping type planner. I have a bunch of notebooks over here. I also have my home planner from Passionate Penny Pincher, and I'm hoping to transfer a lot of that information into my common planner as well, because I kind of adjust things. If you saw my home management routine video, I go through all of that, how I kind of change things around a little bit and I use that planner as a tool and not necessarily as a planner. I will leave that linked in the description box if you're interested. So those are my steps. I'm really excited about what I have planned for the new year. I have some fun ideas. I'm trying to move a little bit at a time into the Common Planner. I do have December mostly set up. It is a 14-month planner. So it starts December 2024 and goes through January 2026. But the weekly pages don't start until January, and then it does have 367 blank grid pages at the back. I'm hoping to start doing some daily planning in there and some journaling to see how it's all going to work. Moving away from my Erin Condren weekly life planner and my daily duo is going to be interesting. I've been using the Erin Condren vertical weekly since 2014 was when I first got it, I believe, 2013, 2014. And so I always think that I'm going to change from that system, but I end up falling back into it. So we will see if the Common Planner is the answer that I have been looking for to kind of pare down my planners. We'll see. I will share soon what I end up using. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and it was helpful for you. I would love to hear what you are doing for your own planner setup for 2025. If you have your planners already, again, let me know if you're a one planner person and what planner that is, if you're planning all aspects of your life. I know a lot of people like the well-planned day for family and homeschool planning. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I think it's from Well Planned Day, maybe. I might be making that up. Or if you make your own home management binder, I would love to hear that as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like more help and encouragement around home management and goals and homeschooling, I would love for you to come check out my membership community. That link is also in the description box. Next month, we're going to be talking a lot about goal planning for 2025 and getting our homes and lives ready for 2025 with our yearly reset. I would love for you to come check that out. Thank you again for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.